Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. Let's see if I have. Okay, it's good. So today, so um, so I got a question here, and actually it doesn't show now. Oh yeah, there's a question. Mario T commented: Is there a real need to learn Vim? I just want to use Emacs and your fly keys. No, there's no need to learn Vim at all. What do you need to? So, Xa Talk Show, let's see, let's talk about some things. First of all, okay, let me address some of the things I talked about yesterday. And one of that is, uh, yeah, so yesterday we were talking about graphics programming pen, how the technology such as OpenGL is, in my opinion, extremely bad. Okay, and okay, so let's go back here. OpenGL is extremely bad, and I was trying to, I was, but however, there is a good design, but that never came to, uh, that failed basically. So that good design, a replacement of OpenGL is this Fahrenheit graphics API and quickdraw3d. So if you might read Wikipedia. So quickdraw3d and Fahrenheit graphics API. So these are intended to replace OpenGL. Now OpenGL is extremely bad technology. I mean, it's very low level. It's like what I would call C. It's extremely bad, but because it exposes all the irrelevant, unnecessary things to the programmer, where the machine can handle it. When you design a language or programming system, like graphic system, anything, you never want to expose things that can be done by machine. Okay, let me give you an example. The basic example today everyone knows is, for example, type inference. Okay, so for example, if you program in Golang, let's set to Go mod. Okay, let's save this xxgo. Okay, and you know, so I say var x equals to 3, and print x. Okay, go format. Okay, and you run the program. You see, it's printing out 3. Now Go is a statically typed language, so this 3, the type of 3 is actually an integer. You can see it. You can have it print a type. So you see the type is actually int. One of the Golang type. However, you don't have to say it's an int, because obviously you assign it to 3. 3 is the int. So that means the machine can, this is something the machine can figure out. So you never, when you design a language, you never want to do some things that machine can trivially figure out. I mean, this is actually an example where the machine can trivially figure out. So you don't want to expose these kind of things to your system, to the programmer, so that when I program Go, I have to always say int and stuff. So on the other hand, so the opposite choice, design decision, is kind of hack and sloppy and ignorant, and that I ascribe to the C and Unix kind of thing. The Unix philosophy, C, and they are like that. The type inference. I don't know what's the history of type inference, but to me, these are something that's patently obvious to any person who ever thought about this design. Okay, but type inference didn't become popular until let's say 10 years ago, not 10,000. With Haskell become popular. Haskell is probably the first one I heard about type inference. Okay, type Haskell is kind of a special case because it's rather elaborate functional programming language with many elaborate functional programming concepts. But as something like Golang, but anyway, the point is type inference, at least for the simple cases, the machine can easily figure out, any person who thought about design know that, but however, in C, C++, all the languages, including Java, to me, it's just like, so the industry adopted them. Of course, they are widely popular, but to me, they are like patently extremely idiotic. Because they almost in everywhere you find them to require something that the machine can easily do. But however they require you the programmer to do it. That is the case for, and also the other thing is for no reason. I mean, the only reason I can ascribe to why it's that way, because it's only just because it's just because they don't care. That's why I hate the Unix philosophy and C++, these type of people so much. When you study them, the only reason you find is that they just don't care about these things. You just they require you to the programmer to do all these things, like everywhere, not just type inference, like every design of C, almost everywhere, you find these kind of problems, like symptoms of, like, the only way I can ascribe it is like brainlessness, sloppy. They don't care. They are lazy. They always implement. They always come up with a design. Actually, they don't. I don't think they actually design, but the result of their product is typically, when you look at it, that like there's no design. They just stop it. They just create it to make it work. For most cases, they are not concerned about extensibility. They are not concerned about architecture. They are not concerned about elegance or minimalism. Like those things, they are not just concerned about. So anyway, that's an example. But uh, let me show you an article then. Hi guys, good morning. So today my computer is good. Say something, say hi here. So let me show you Xali, why I hate C. Okay, so here I think in this article I gave some examples. One of the example. Okay, okay, this article is about printf, Python, C++, go to jail. Okay, and most vexing parts. Yeah, the most vexing parts is C++, I believe. Let's look at the article. So magnify, most vexing parse. The most vexing parse is a specific form of syntactic ambiguity resolution in C++ programming language. Okay, anyway, the term was used by Scott Mayers in Effective STL. Now, Scott Mayers is famous for designing, I think, Haskell, I think associated with Haskell. What? Let's see. Scott Mayers, born 1959. Oh, 1 year younger than me. Is an American author and software consultant specializing in C++. Oh, okay. I don't know him. I was confused with another guy. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so I digressed about a little bit. But anyway, so this article is about why I hate C, but this article is actually on a separate issue about syntax and other things. Well, it covers some of the issues I'm talking about exposing, implement notation details to the programmer. Let me, for example, this one is a good example. Let me show you. So this essay is concepts and oh wait, it's not this one. This one. This one is about Lisp concepts and confusions of prefix, infix, postfix, and Lisp notations. Okay, this article, hack of bitmask as Boolean parameters. Now in C programming language as well as in Python, you'll find this kind of thing. Basically, when you have a function and you have lots of parameters, you will see that in Python, you will see a syntax like this. Okay, it's called Boolean bitmask. Okay, it's called bitmask. So you'll see a thing like this. For example, you call the function, but the function takes an int. Okay, and the int integer, like a byte. It takes a byte, and then and you pass arguments such as red and yellow, and red and yellow, each one of them is a constant. They are just a byte, constant defined by the language. Then you use the OR bit or operator to combine them. So it's like a bit mask. So how does that work? Should I go explain that? Hi guys, if you are watching, say something. Okay, let me know you are watching. Two person. Okay. So anyway, the in C and in Python, you have the situation where a function takes a bit mask. Basically they are using bit mask as function parameters. Okay. I don't know if I should explain this or should I go into that. So should I go into that, guys? Do you want me to go into detail about this issue? Because I'm going to talk about some other things about today's topic. Let's see. Yeah, the pain of doing video, some other topics. The day Steve Jobs died. Okay, type something, guys. Type here. Type in the comment box. Let me type here. Okay, but anyway, let me just explain the bitmask. Then let's see. Let's see. Maybe I can show you a Python example. Python rejects functions. Yeah, the third argument. The third argument is a flags. Okay, here. It's flags, but let me show you where it is. Python rejects reference, and you want to Python rejects flags. Okay. So let me talk about this. Okay, so Python rejects. Let me go back. Hold on a second. Python rejects flags. Okay, so Python rejects functions. Okay, search. For example, so Python has a this is regular expression. You have a function that search a string. So the syntax is it takes two arguments. The first argument is a regular expression pattern, and the second argument is a string. Yeah. So it'll return. I mean, basically, it checks if the pattern is in a string. Now, however, if you know regular expression, there is flags regular expression in basically all regular expressions. any language implementation, you have these flags. So what does regular expression flags do? Basically, they are like optional tricks on how the language interprets your pattern. Basically, whether you want to ignore case, whether some of the patterns should match multi-line or just or not. Uh, and um, For example, a dot in regular expression will match any character, but normally except new line character. The dot will not match new line character. But however, if you give this option, the dot will match new line character. So things like that. Ignore case is the simplest to understand. So you have an option for ignore case. So anyway, so you see that regular expression has all these kind of options you can control, whether you want to ignore case or multi-line and stuff. So when a function, such as replace, that takes a regular expression, hey Duncan, um, when a function takes the expression, you have this regular expression options. Okay. Now, the way Python does it is that you see back this function read.search a pattern, a string, then it accepts a third argument, which is a flags. Now, this third argument is actually just a byte, that is 1010 something. And so how does these flags work? So basically, the way it works is that any of these regular expression options you are seeing here, like read.ignore case, read.multiline, read.dot all, each one of them is actually just a byte, like 8 bits of one or zeros. But suppose you want ignore case, and suppose you want the dot to match all, any character. So you want this option and this option, you want two options. But however, notice that the function only take one argument for the flags. So how does it work? So it turns out, the way they do it is that it's called bitmask. So each of these options is actually just a byte. So when you have 2 bytes, you do a bit or to combine them. Was it and or? But basically, you combine the bits. Anyway, it's kind of fairly complex to explain, and that is my point. You see, because before, the simple idea of options for regular expression pattern now becomes this complex bit mask thing, where you actually so you introduce the concept of bits to programmer, and then you intro concept of bit combination. So this is extremely bad. That is this article is about hack of bitmask as Boolean parameters. Now you wonder, so why they do it this way? It's because C, as I said, C, in my opinion, C is like the granddaddy of everything that's wrong with the computing industry. This is article. This is one of my article about computer language design and the problems I see. And by the way, the bitmask is going away. I mean, these days you don't see a language doing this anymore. It was like that before in C languages like C, because it can't. It's kind of from efficiency reasons, like practicality and efficiency reasons. Because when you have, instead of a function taking multiple options or named options, I don't think you even have named options in C. But anyway, when you want to reduce memory size and you want to, you know, reduce all that, you use. That's why they use the bit mask. Hey Daniel, hey Duncan, how's it going? So I was explaining about bitmask. Okay, so and yeah. So I guess that's one topic. That's that. Try this curious way to define bit flags in Go. Okay, so Duncan is showing me something. Show, show. What is that? So Duncan says constant flag 1 equals to 1 and flag 2. So try this curious way to define bit flags in Go. I don't, I don't use, let's see, hold on, Go format. So you define two constants, flag 1 and flag 2. And this is some kind of a bit operator, shift left, I think. Okay, Duncan says flag 2 gets implicit value with, oh, okay. Yeah, I think I don't think bitmask is a good thing at all, and I don't like any of those any language that has these bit operations. I mean, unless the language is designed to be low level, you gotta start with value 1 then 1. Okay, but what's the point, Duncan? I know what you're saying. So this is like an example of of um of bits in Golan, or are you saying something? Oh, curious mechanism. But why is it curious? Because yeah, because so you got one. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. So one is basically what? One is in binary, what is one? Zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So one is this, right? And is that shift left or right? Oh, iota, right. Iota is something in Golan. I don't remember what it is though. Let's look up. Yeah, Golan. Yeah, I hate these kind of things. Iota, Golan, Go Wiki. Uh, where is it? There should be a Golan. I want to go to the Golan spec or documentation, not some random articles. So Go's iota identifier is used in constant declarations to simplify definitions of incrementing numbers. To simplify definitions of incrementing numbers, because it can be used in expressions, it provides a generality beyond that of a simple enumeration. Okay, I don't get it. I have to read in detail. Yeah, I have to. Okay, that's my homework. That's my gonna be my homework. So Daniel says by using bitwise operators, you are opting into less readable code. Yeah, exactly. Um, so are you guys, any of you guys C programmers? Because I rant a lot against C because against any of the low level languages and design their stuff. So I was wondering. So I mean, if you guys disagree, I mean, you have to say it, okay? I mean, you have to say it because then if you have a like when I'm saying something or rant against some which I do often C stuff, Unix philosophy stuff, and if you really disagree, I mean, like you don't see my point at all, like you have some opinion you want to say, you have to say it, type it. I don't mind at all, yeah, I don't mind at all. So you have to say it. You say it so that other people can see it. When they if they happen to listen to this talk show, and I may or may not agree. I may or may not. There's so it's sometimes I see your point. And sometimes I see your point and disagree still, and but feel free to just counter my opinions. So that's about so actually I kind of just wandered off into programming language design. Okay, what was the original topic? I why did I became uh why did I started to talk? Oh, language design. Okay, so yeah, oh yeah. So I was talking about yeah. So let me backtrack. Yeah, so I know what I'm saying. Let me show you. Okay, it's all good. Uh, so yeah, I was talking about graphics programming. Graphics programming pen, and I was talking about how idiotic is the OpenGL technology. Okay, and I was talking about there is an effort to create a graphics 3D graphics API that's actually the way I like, and which is Fahrenheit. This is back in 1990s. Okay, wait. This is back in I think around 2000, year 2000, 1997. Okay, so Fahrenheit is one of the project, and quickdraw3d is another project. Quickdraw3d is from Apple. So both of these technologies are high level graphics API designed, supposed to replace the OpenGL, because OpenGL is shit. I don't like none of it. Like in my opinion, OpenGL is the same kind of mode of thinking as the C, Unix and C++ and canvas. Okay, the HTML canvas, they are crap. Okay, they but so quickdraw 3D and Fahrenheit, they are high level. They are what I was looking for. However, they both of these projects, for business reasons or whatever, they folded. They never came to be. So today we are still dealing with OpenGL. The worst shit. So as I was saying, in line with my point of view, is that the C Unix, they are scum, they are viruses, and same thing in the same way. So I mean, OpenGL is also part of it. They are viruses. They spread. They are so lousy, but kind of simplistic, simple in a simplistic way, not in a minimal design, elegant way. They are like just sloppy and simplistic and fast. That's the point. So they spread like virus. So they get people used to, the whole industry adopt them. Then they kind of then C becomes, you have C++, Java, and you have all the languages based on its syntax. So they kind of grow and spread, like a virus. They grow and spread. And OpenGL, and there's no way, it's like you cannot kill them. And also Tech, Donald Knuth's Tech, and later on La Tech, you cannot get rid of them because they are like they grow, they root into things, because you get rid of them, there's a whole issue of compatibility. There's like a whole history of them. You cannot, computer will not work, kind of like that. So it's and the X11, the Linux X11 as well, it's also part of the crap. So that's my very, very strong complaint about this kind of thing. They are no design, simplistic, fast, crappy, and but they spread, because it's simple and they spread. So to this day, it's hard to kind of replace OpenGL. Although I think these days Microsoft is Direct 3D is now I'm not a game programmer. I try to study them. I never get into it. I mean, I never went anywhere. So, but I've heard, from reading other people's articles, Direct 3D is actually just much better than OpenGL. I think John Carmack, the famous Doom creator, he said that as well. I mean, this is even 10 years ago. Um, so yeah, you see, so in terms of design kind of things, computer language is design. I see the point that sometimes you need, to be practical, you need the speed. So but that many C programmers or C++ programmers, for example, this type of programmers, they don't get my point. All they can think of is that you need speeds, therefore it is necessary. That is not my point. Of course, obviously, I know you need speed. I know there's many constraints, especially 30 years ago. But still, there's a difference in design. There's a difference between no design thing like C, okay, no design product like C++, okay, and OpenGL, okay, that's one group, versus where you actually have all the same concern as C, but yet the outcome is different. Yet the system, the programming language is different. If you are aware the separation between the separation of issues between the language, like as an API or and its implementation, what is irrelevant to the programmer. So that's what I mean. So I was giving an example where something machine can figure out. So I was talking about the Fahrenheit and quickdraw, OpenGL stuff. And I was giving an example of type inference in Golang. That's how we came to this topic. Type inference in Golang, where you see an example. This is patently obvious and simple type inference, but however in C, C++, you still need it. So here is an example where something program the machine can figure out. We really don't want it to be exposed to the programming language. That's one example. So I was saying, yeah, about design. Let's see. So let's read the comments a little bit. Actually, so today I did good with my computer, so everything is smooth. um, so let's read the comments. So Danielle says, by using bitwise operators, you are opting into less readable code. Yes, exactly. Nonetheless, that doesn't stop us, right? What do you mean? Like people still want to use it? Or okay, Duncan says the people who make the low-level graphics API will say it's the community's responsibility build high-level API on top of it. That's valid. Yeah, but that never happens. I mean, okay, so is that valid? Uh, as far as I know, it never happens. Like Emacs is built on top of C and Unix. That's not actually. You can say that, but that's actually that doesn't. That's kind of you can say that to anything. I mean, so okay, Duncan. So you are saying that this low-level graphics API exists because those people think that high-level stuff can be built on top of them. And you're saying one example is Emacs, on top of C and Unix. I don't think these two fit together because you can say anything built on top of high level built on top of C or Unix is kind of, yeah, I don't think that makes sense. I mean, how do I logically say, yeah, I think you know what I mean. So Danielle says the launch strategies for Windows Vista and Windows 7 were both accompanied by an immense marketing push by Microsoft for DirectX. Yeah, I don't know if Windows tech, but I think I think that's true because I've read the news. OpenGL is non-profit open standard. Yeah, OpenGL. Well, the SGI folded. So what was the name before OpenGL? From SGI. I think there's a uh, something GL. I forgot what's the name. You probably listen to many of my talks. I'm not too fond of the open source. Typically, okay, the open source standard, they become open when a company can no longer make money out of something. Like they are about to bankrupt, or they basically it's not of a commercial value. Something is, something X is no longer has commercial value. Like you cannot make money out of it. Then they do open source. That's happened to Mozilla, which we got Firefox. That happens to lots of technologies. So okay, so that was one topic. Let me show you something different, interesting. Then okay, because our talk show. Okay, let me show you. So yesterday we talked about web analytics. We talk about spam and web analytics. So let me show you my website traffic. Now this is a secret, okay? Now you guys are all privy to see my website traffic for xali.info. I have several websites, but Xali Info is the most busy one, most popular. So if you look at my website, so this is Google's Analytics. Now, Google Analytics is a kind of a marketing tool. It gives you statistics about your website, about who is viewing your website, how much you made, on what page, the people, audience, interest, gender, age, age group, interest, and things like that. They help, they let websites such as New York Times or any website, to make money, to refine, like today's website, every detail, like everywhere the ad is placed, which font to use, where the button is placed, the whole design, everything is catered, is optimized to the T, to squeeze money. Because like Amazon, all website, all media website, and they to because they can test, they so optimize to retain users, get more clicks. So they have all sort of JavaScript gathering statistics, like where you stop, pause on a page and so on. So and one of the tool they use is, of course, Google. Google is doing that because the more web traffics, the more money Google makes. So here, the analytics is one of the Google's tool, basically used by every website. The top 5,000, top million website, probably. But let me show you a website, Alexa ranking. So there is this website that ranks the traffic of all websites in the world. Now, if you have a website, if you are in a website business, you probably already know. But if you are not, then you don't know. I know because I'm in a website business. I run website for over 20 years. So Alexa is owned by Amazon, by the way. So if you go here, you can see, let's see, resources, features. It used to be a top link, but now they they try to make money. Let me show you resources, ebooks, blogs. Okay, feature top sites. Okay, this is they have a ranking of all the world's websites. So right now, for like 10 years, at least 10 years. So for example, you can see here. So google.com is the #1 website. Basically, they have a so anyway, then YouTube, Facebook, Baidu is like Chinese Google search engine. Then Wikipedia, QQ. You see, QQ is a website for microblogging, like Twitter in China. Taobao is like China's Amazon. Okay, Amazon has a Chinese version as well, but Taobao is the most popular. You buy things in China. And Yahoo, well, Yahoo is still #8. You don't hear about Yahoo these days. So Tmall is another shopping site in China. Amazon is #10. Twitter is #11. Soho is another search engine in China. You see, I was quite amazed by how China has progressed tremendously, like everywhere I look. I mean, I've been observing these top 100, top 500 websites since at least 10 years ago. Like, you can find my blog. At least 10 years ago, I have been writing about it. Computer languages website popularity. Google search ranking. And there is. Oh yeah, so this article is written back in 2008, and I was actually ranking the traffics of computer language websites. you know, so you see, so the Sun.com, as we know, Sun is Sun Microsystems. They are dead now. So you get a glimpse of history, a lot of history here. MySQL.com, Slashdot.com, PHP.net. And where's the ranking? Okay, so site, Quantcast, Alexa. Okay, here's the here's the ranking. Basically, Sun was the most popular, then Java, then PHP. By the way, you see my website back then is this one. So I was ranking quite high, more higher than Perl. Excuse me. This is two. By the way, this is 2008. Haskell.org, JWZ. JWZ is famous. Jamie Zawinski. He's famous for Netscape and famous for Emacs. Then you see Novik. Novik is Peter Novik, the common Lisp expert and AI expert of previous generation. So you got Emacs Wiki, you got Franz. Franz is a common Lisp vendor, and so on. The Giga Monkeys is a very popular common Lisp book. Practical common Lisp. So you see, I was ranking the traffic of popular websites. Then I was ranking, check the ranking of web dev sites and so on. So this is like 2008. So that's interesting. You might check out. And but I have. I kept talking. Let me read the comments. Okay, Duncan says back to the so Duncan says the analogy is that high-level languages such as Lisp can be built using the low-level ones such as C for people who don't want to use the low-level one. I disagree. I mean, okay, then he says high-level 3D APIs is typically come attached to a game engine. Yeah, well, you can say that, but I don't agree. I don't think. I mean, you can say that to anything low level. You see? Okay, so when you design something low level, of course, you always need something low level. Yeah, I mean, you cannot have a world where every language is just high level, and that you cannot do that. You have to have assembly and C like low level language. So low level is obviously it's necessary. So you have to have low level. So you are saying those who create the low level thinking that it serves as a kind of a foundation, then you can build high level stuff. Yeah, of course. I mean that's true. But however, what I'm saying is that I mean that's always true because of course high level is always built on top of low level. That's true. Doesn't matter what. It's always true. But what I'm saying is that this C and this OpenGL, they are badly designed. I mean, even badly designed, you're still going to build high level stuff on top of it, of course, So you cannot use it as a reason to say that therefore they are good. Therefore they are good design because high level can build on top of them. I mean, high level is always built on top of low level stuff, regardless how you design it. So that's what I'm saying. That's okay. That's my counter. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so Danielle says OpenGL evolved from Iris GL. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking Iris GL. Iris is their the SGI, Silicon Graphics Inc. Their operating system is called IRIX. Yeah, they have a name like they have that's their name. So Duncan says Jimmy Wales wants endless donation because Wikipedia gets a trillion hits. Yeah. So where's do we did I have Wikipedia here? Was it from was it I forgot what was the topic about that. Anyway, so let's go back to maybe let's go back to this topic. So I was joining. So this website, Alexa ranks websites. Yeah, and that's you can find out. You can actually, if you have a website, you can find out where your website ranks. For example, actually, we just ran into it over here. See, let's click that. Let's go there. You see, so global rank is my website is top 44,000, and in USA is top 25,000. So I've been checking these like since 10 years ago, every year or two. And actually, I'm not doing bad, Xali.info, because you can actually check any website. Let's see. So remember, I'm 44K. Okay, let's see Python. Wait, let's go here. Let's say Python dot. Was it Python.com? What does that refer to? So anyway, so Python.org. So let's see Python.org. Okay, they are much higher, 908. So Alexa, they rank only the top 100,000 site. Um, let's see. Let's see what's some other site to check. But anyway, you can type any website name here and find out how they rank. So let's go back to my let me show you the Google Analytics. Three people watching. Shit, less and less. So Google Analytics. So it shows me currently I have like 53 people watching. So in general I have like 66k users a week. Now this is weekly. You can change it. Last 7 days. So basically 10k users a day. And this is real-time report. You can see, like, typically I have from 30 to 50 to 60 users every moment. And you can see these are the web pages they are looking at. Typically it's Unicode. My Unicode pages are like on top. And so this is real time. And Google also shows you where people are looking at your where people are coming from. Yeah, so that's one part of it. Let me show you others. Go back. So this is Google Analytics. And traffic channel. How well do you retain users? I really I don't like these things because they are, Google, all these companies, they are extremely commercialized. This is the backbone. You see all these statistics, how you retain users, how are your active users trending over time. You know are users, what are your top devices? Are they using desktop? Are they using mobile? Are they using tablet? And where they come from, and which date, which hour is the busiest, and so on. Lots of statistical information. Why they do that? Because this is actually the backbone of the internet, because everyone, this info are useful when you want to make money. They track you. Twitter, the top 500,000, let's say top 100,000, they track you everything they want to know, because with this information then you can trick your website, trick the button design, color, everything. So you have only one goal: to make more money. You do all sort of things possible. So this also helps, clickbait. You write an article, you phrase the title so it's dramatic and so on. Then you can check your statistics. Okay, how many males clicked, how many females clicked, you know and what age group they click. So you get that information, and tomorrow you write an article that yeah, all these kind of things. So that's why internet get becomes bad. It's like you go to like hacker news sites, or all the basically all the website, you don't see information, you don't see real information anymore. You just see empty content and clickbait and copied content. It's like that. So anyways, so let me show you what pages are most popular on my website. So let's see comments. I have met so many kind and helpful folks on Wikipedia. Sarcasm. Okay, I got 3 people watching, which is very low. Is it because the timing? Let's see, what is it? Yeah, so yeah, 1 o'clock. So yeah, it must be the timing and date, because right now it's like one it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning in New York, and 1 o'clock in the morning in California. People went to bed. But what about European users? So European is like 9 o'clock right now, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. But however, it's Saturday. Wait, is it Saturday or is it Friday for them? Google's assumption is that you don't want to help people, but instead suck up maximum time and attention. What do you mean Google's assumption about who? So anyway, so yeah, let's show you. This guy funny. This Frankus Redu. He is a common Lisp expert. Okay, he worked at the the air plane ticket website that's written in common Lisp and sold to Google. Google bought it. Remember the name? Anyone remember the name? It's big news. So you have this company that sells that the website that tells you which ticket to buy, like cheapest or something like that, from air travel, and it's written in common Lisp. So about 2008, something like that, or 2005, Google bought it. So then he was working for that company. Then he worked at Google. I don't know if he still works at Google, but anyway, he says familiar looking syntax, but actually hideous complex semantics. Python, C, C++ are attractive nuances whose authors deserve jail time. Yeah. So yeah, I totally agree with the sentiment. But however, I know, of course, a lot of people do not agree. I have a friend which I respect very much. His name is David Capello, and he was my partner when I started work. When I was working on Ergo Emacs project. Ergo Emacs was a project that is a Emacs distribution, just like today's SpaceMax. You download Ergo Emacs, you got everything, in one package. You don't have to worry about things. You just start to use it. So David Capello, he and me are working on this project, and he is a C plus plus. He's a C plus plus expert, and he's also a strong defender of C plus plus. So he doesn't agree with my ideas. My hatred for C and C plus plus. ITA software. That's it. Thank you, Duncan. Yeah, so ITA software was the software that sells air plane tickets, something like that. And Google bought it, and it's written in Common Lisp. Okay, Danielle says a graph database, Allegro cache. What does that refer to? I mean, what's the context? I forgot. Allegro cache is a object persistence in Lisp. Okay, France, made by France. France is a common Lisp company, but I think they are becoming like one person operation since like 10 years ago. I think maybe 3 person, something like that, because the open source ideology killed everything. So Allegro, they create common Lisp IDE, and the whole thing in one package, IDE and common Lisp implementation. they are one of the most popular back then in 1990s. You know, you know, very good product. But I think they kind of just went away because open source. Then you have the open source, several open source implementations. Then it just kills everything. But anyway, they are still on Twitter though, so you can still see them. They tweet now and then. I don't know who is running it now. Um, so anyway, so yeah, I don't know what Allegro Cache is about. So back to, so what topics should be interesting? So I was talking about oh yeah, I was going to show you what my website are the most popular. So actually basically these are the top 10 most popular pages on my website, xali.info. And as you can see, basically all of them are Unicode. Let me show you one page. My Unicode project. You see, so all these, so this page is about Unicode arrows. You can see these hundreds of different arrows available in Unicode. And I have emoji, characters. I showed this Unicode page a few times, so you probably know. But anyway, so these are all the Unicode, my Unicode pages. It's funny. The Unicode pages, are the most popular. You see the Unicode arrows got 19,000 in 7 days. So that's like 3,000 a day, 3,000 visitors a day. Then the Egyptian hieroglyph is like 1,000 visitors a day. So these are the top 10. And if you go to the next top 20 to 30, you can see that it mostly still Unicode, except one JavaScript page. Now this JavaScript page has been very popular for like about 10 years, about 9 years. Yeah. So this is actually this is my basically just like one of the two only popular page for JavaScript. Nobody read the others, my JavaScript in depth. So anyway, so there's an interesting thing going on because this JavaScript in depth, for example, and many of my tutorials, actually they many of my programming tutorials, technical topics, they take me far more time to create, like 10 times more time, 100, 10 times more time to create than the Unicode pages. This, like the Unicode pages, there's not much to it. It's just fun Unicode. But so I have written JavaScript in depth, and Golang and other technical topics such as syntax soup. Some of these articles, they really take sometimes days to write, and these are like my opinions, and they are rare opinions. You don't find it you almost don't see it anywhere else. So what I'm saying, there's an interesting phenomenon, as can be seen in my weblog, is that I noticed that to get more popular, I mean suppose you are a mathematician, you study 10 years in the most advanced math, then you write a page about it, nobody read it. What is popular is actually those that doesn't require thinking, that like gossip, politics, political commentary, gossips, celebrity gossips. It's kind of like that. So it's kind of a sad situation for society. So I have, these thousands pages on, some very topics on programming or math, but they don't have views. Half, basically half of my website traffic is the is just these emojis. you know it's so it's kind of a sad situation. Hey, Informatic, great to see you. Great, Dukan. Informatic. So Daniel is in like California. Duncan is in Scotland, right? And Informatic, you are from Morocco, right? So what time is in Morocco? 8 o'clock in the morning. So actually, I think we kind of like exhausted. I mean, we Morocco, yeah, Morocco is quite interesting. Let's look at so yeah, we covered a few things today. I think that's about it. What I want to say, it's over an hour now. Yeah, so maybe let's look at Morocco, Google Maps, because I don't know nothing about Morocco. So what is interesting in Morocco? So Morocco is actually in northern Africa. So hold on a second. Ooh, fly, fly, fly. Actually, I should fly towards the east. I don't like Atlantic Ocean. I like the Pacific Ocean. So Morocco. Let's go to Morocco. Okay, what language does Morocco speak? Oh, they speak Islamic, some kind of Arabic. So, which city should I look at? Informatic. So, what is Morocco like? Oops. Ooh, this is some kind of oasis. So Morocco is lots of deserts, I think. Near. Okay, so Morocco speaks a Arabic dialect. Meknes, near Fez. In the center. Okay, let's go back to Morocco. Oh, Meknes. Okay. Okay, I probably pronounced it wrong, but let's see. In the center, yeah. So this city, let's magnify. I don't think I ever looked at Morocco. Oh, okay, so we start to see the city now, the street. Okay, let's drop into Google Street View. Let's see what we can see. Okay, there's no street view except just some locations with photo. Meekness. Okay, I pronounce it right. Okay, so ooh, this is strange. So you have a road, but both sides are walls. That's kind of strange. Why would they cover it with walls? Oh, oh, Imperial City. I see. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, there's no street view, so I cannot like go into it. So let's go back. Every time it's 16th century. Oh, okay. Let's go back to. Oh, where did it go? Oh, here. Oh, Fez. Let's look at Fez then. Where can I see like city, like buildings, like big city? Maybe let's look at that. That's interesting. Oh, Fez is the old capital. Okay, let's Casablanca. Hold on a second. Before we go, let's look at some of the place here. Ooh, this is a coffee shop. Cigarettes. This is inside. Moroccans. Let's see. Let's see some other place. Actual rabbit. Actual. Okay, so okay, lots of places. Let's see. So let's look at Casablanca. Okay, that's near the beach. Casablanca. Oh, okay. Arabic. Economic capital. Okay. Casablanca is the economic capital. Okay, good. Yeah, this is what I like to see. Lots of Arabic signs. Cool. So anything else interesting, guys? So maybe we close close shop for the day. Let's see, 4 people are watching. Yeah, an hour and like 80 minutes. let's okay, informatic. Let's pick one more spot, then we say goodbye. So well, like anything interesting about Morocco, not necessarily your spot, but anything interesting. Actually, I want to look at the beach. Let's see. Oh, okay. Like, is there a beach with a Ferris wheels and all that? Let's see. Uh, let's see here. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for today. Maybe God with okay, I think that's it for today. So thank you guys for coming, and very tasty food. Okay, thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you next time. Bye.